I might get caught out in the rain. If I do, I'm going to have to put my cameras away, because obviously with all the mics in and what have you, got no waterproofing. Going back to the conversation about the Hero 7 camera, I've actually got just a standard lav mic. I think it was £2.99 on eBay, and you just put a bit of well, I didn't get a dead cat, because I mean they're about 15 quid for a stupid bit of fluff. Now this is deer country through here, so I had a feather duster in my house. God knows where it came from. Must have belonged to the ex-wife, I guess. I've never used it. Anyway, I cut a bit of that off and stuck it on with a bit of sellotape and a bit of gaffer tape, and stuck that in. Oh, I want to go left here. And then stuck that microphone in. I used to have it right on my mouth, but I noticed a lot of videos I was doing, especially on the off-road bit, you get all the heavy breathing and it sounded awful. So I think the sound quality was okay when I wasn't heavy breathing. So what I've done is I've still kept all the dead cat on it, but I've now tucked it behind, I don't know whether it's left or right, but it's actually all tucked in behind the cheek pad in here, so it's not only got the dead cat on it, it's all tucked behind the cheek pad as well. It's a fairly new place for the mic for me, but I think if I lift my visor, obviously you can hear the whistling, but I think you can hear the sound better even with the visor open. Oh, it's a nice bit of fresh air. It really is nice. Oh, look at this for a view. What a lovely little house there. Oh, lovely mown lawn. Now, last time I came down here, I had my first ever job down here, and this pub here, the Coach and Horses, it used to be called the Crocodile, that pub there. And I had my first ever job down here when I left school. I did work for my dad for a little while, but he didn't pay very much. Doing a bit of work here. That's been redundant for years, that place. Anyway, one of the first jobs I ever had down here, I used to cycle here, which is bloody miles from my house. Well, I was only 15, so I couldn't get a moped until I was 16. Anyway, first job I had when I left school here was picking gooseberries, or gooseberries, whatever you want to call them. And gooseberry bushes have got really, really sharp thorns, you know. So I used to have these big old motorcycle gauntlets, you know, like the old-fashioned ones, sort of like leathery, suede-y type thing, nothing like what you get now, these fancy gloves. They were just like a big gauntlet, like the old kiddies used to wear in the 1930s. Anyway, I used to pick these gooseberries, and then at lunchtime all the other gooseberry pickers would go to that pub, and I don't know, we used to get a bit lashed up. I mean, I was only 15, and in those days, in the 70s, you could go into a pub, didn't matter how old you were, they'd just serve you, especially a country pub, because they know they're not going to get nicked by the old bill. Anyway, you go in there and drink all this bloody booze, beer, and eat all this food. And basically I'd spend all the money that I earned picking the gooseberries from the day before. So it was literally hand to mouth. But I used to cycle home up and down these bloody hills. God, I was fit in those days. I used to cycle everywhere. Until I got my moped, of course, and then the old push bike got thrown into the stingers, and that was the end of that. But imagine cycling all down through here. I mean, I know it's a lot of people do it now. But they kind of do it for leisure and what have you. This was quite a long way I used to cycle, and it's all up and down these little Sussex lanes. But anyway, when you're kids, you don't think about nothing, do you really? You just, yeah, let's go and do that. Yeah, no worries. You know, let's cycle to Caterham. Oh, let's cycle to Brixton. Oh, let's go down to Brighton. Horsted Canes. Nice little village. I've been in that pub not so long ago, did a little video of that. Not a bad pub. Food was okay. It was typical sort of pub food really now. Sort of the en masse produced food. The roast potatoes, a bit bland. I don't know, everything was just a bit, I don't know, plasticky and a bit bland. I mean, I don't go out eating food a lot. I tend to cook my own food because I like cooking for one. And also when I'm cooking, I know what I'm cooking. I've always enjoyed cooking actually. I used to do a bit of baking at one time. I used to make some excellent chocolate cakes and vanilla strawberry cakes, or whatever they're called now. I can't think what they're called now. But strawberry, you know, inside, or a layer vanilla cake, and then strawberries to make the lemon cake. They were nice. Let's see if I can get my baking head back on again. But yeah, I do like to cook my own food, that's for sure. Never been into fast food much. Don't know what's in it, do you? You get these cheap burgers and chips, I don't know, for like £1. And you kind of think to yourself, you know, what is in that shit for £1? You know? A lot of mud on the road here, look. This is the Bluebell Railway, Horsted Canes station. Oh, look, there's a bloody car, look. Pain in the arse. So yeah, get back to some cooking, baking. They knew I was there. She does sound quite loud in the tunnel. Oh, bit of gravel, don't like that. Don't like that on any bike. Loose gravel on tarmac. Ew. I'm going to have tonight. Just thought about that. I pulled out a nice bit of lamb out the freezer. Bit of lamb with all the trimmings tonight. Bit of mint sauce. Yeah, roast potatoes. Shame I haven't got any Brussels, they're out of season. Some carrots and broccoli. Nice bit of vegetable gravy. Oh, and I've got a nice bit of Bakewell tart as well, which I bought. Oof, I'll have that. I'll have that. Bit of a misgear there. Advance notice. 16th, oh that's today. The 16th of June. That would have finished by now, the London to Brighton. Cycling. Oh, I want to get home now, cook me lamb. Won't take long, won't take about an hour to cook. The worst bit about cooking is the just the preparation, really. Not really that much of an onerous chore, is it? Peeling a few vegetables. Tell you what, if you wanted my lamb and potato and all that roast dinner, you know, with all the trimmings, if you wanted that in a pub, that'd be, I don't know, 13 quid, say. Fucking hell, I'll tell you what, I went to a pub the other night. I'm not really a drinking man, to be honest, these days, but I went to the pub to a couple of blokes. There was one bloke I haven't seen for 40 years, another bloke I haven't seen for a very long time. We all used to work together. Anyway, we decided to, we arranged to all meet up in this pub, and I didn't want to have a beer because I was driving, like. And the other two only had shandy, like, but they had a lager shandy, right, and the lager shandy was £3.70, okay, and I had a Coke, a bottle of Coke, just a little small glass bottle, £3.80. Now, where's the fucking logic in that? That was 10p more for a Coke. I nearly flipped my lid at the young lady behind the bar. It wasn't her fault, obviously, but she said, oh yeah, it's the sugar tax, isn't it? I thought,